All right, guys, going into round 3 of a triple Innistrad draft as the special bonus draft video this week on the Neat Zone Magic channel. And I would like to play first. Opponent seems to be a fan of Innistrad with that avatar, and we will keep our hand. It's pretty good. We have a 3-drop, good removal spell, and our Forbidden Alchemy, which is also pretty good. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. Pretty sad that our poor Charmbreaker Devils has been a card advantage engine for us, but he's yet to be like the offensive juggernaut that I know he can be. So hopefully we can make that happen here in this final round. Our opponents keep locking him down one way or another, but at least we still get some value. Another sacrifice deck maybe. There's a Harvest Pyre, which I like, especially when you have a Forbidden Alchemy in your hand. I'm gonna drop this Lantern Spirit. Start going at my opponent in the air. Maybe we'll actually win a game in short period of time if we can keep going. Sultai, huh? Those do seem to have the most. Well, you know, thanks for helping a friend. That's pretty good for us, actually. I mean, he may mill us eventually, especially with us milling ourselves, but, he also risks the chance of putting good stuff in there for us. Okay, I'm going to swing with our Lantern Spirit for 2. Drop our opponent to 18. And I'm going to leave mana up for Forbidden Alchemy and Harvest Pyre both, and in the turn. Could have played my Armored Scob, but it may be not that great against this opponent if they're Curse of the Bloody Toming us. If he's going to enable all of my... a lot of my stuff, then I'm okay with that. Yeah, there's something to be Harvest Pyred anyway. So, and unfortunately, we can't go Alchemy and then Harvest Pyre. We don't have the mana, but we can try. I mean, we can do something. We're gonna Forbidden Alchemy, which our opponent may like if he's actually a mill deck, which it seems like he may be. We're gonna put Stitch Drake in our hand, put the rest in the grave. Turns on our Harvest Pyre, and we can play our Stitch Drake right away. And our Harvest Pyre was already turned on, I guess, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to go Stitched Drake, exile Deranged Assistant. Our opponent has a fragile mana base, so we're double into the Maw of Hell may be pretty sweet. We're going to crack in for 2 again. And in the turn, against an opponent running Curse of the Bloody Tome, it's probably safe to side out something like Armored Scob. Although we'll see what else he's sporting. Okay, Lumberknot is a problem. We have our Into the Maw of Hell, though, so he's not... Oh, no, that won't work. He's not... That is a problem. So yeah. Do I want to use Harvest Pyre right now? I don't know if I really do. He can pump his own guy up by sacking things, so he'll like counter our Harvest Pyre anyway. I think maybe we just try to race. So there's an Invisible Stalker, which can help in the racing. I think we go for Into the Maw of Hell, get rid of his black mana, and target his sacrifice outlet rather than the 2/3. So he's going to sack it, of course, but that's okay. Oh, that actually counters it straight up? Are you for real? I guess so. Oh, is it still countered? No, it's not countered. Good. I was going to say, it's 2 separate effects. So, see you later, Swamp. At least I still get to blow up the Swamp. And now we'll swing for 5. He can swing back at us for 4, but as you can see, that's a race we will eventually win, especially when we can Harvest Pyre any other problematic threats he might play. All right. That may be something that needs to be destroyed, which will pump his guy up, unfortunately for us, but, you know. Okay, so we're going to swing for 5. See if he put anything in our graveyard. I didn't think to do that. Let's see. Oh, our Snapcaster Mage. Desperate Ravings is in there, though, and I feel pretty good about Harvest Pyring and then Desperate Ravings with this hand. We're going to drop our Invisible Stalker to speed up the race a little bit. Desperate Ravings costs 2 and a blue from the graveyard, huh? So I guess I will play this land so that I can both Harvest Pyre and Desperate Rave. Yeah. And I'll end the turn. So we're 1 away from lethal on the next swing, so there's that. Second Bloody Tome curse placed upon us. I think we just take this. Yeah, we're just going to take it. I was curious if he'd play something else, but yeah, we'll Harvest Pyre, take down this guy because he serves, you know, he could potentially be more of a threat. So exile 2 cards from our graveyard. This guy gets bigger and he can choose, wait a second. Another creature dies. Top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So he's going to mill me a little more. And then we're going to cast Desperate Ravings, which did hit our Charmbreaker Devil, which isn't awesome, of course, but we are down to 11 cards also, so that's relevant. Sturmgeist isn't bad. There's another Into the Maw of Hell. And our Claustrophobia. Hey, a blocker. That's good. So we'll drop our opponent to 1 life. We have 6 cards left in our library, so we definitely do not want to be doing much card drawing or self-milling right now. And we're going to try to play out. We are going to play 2 creatures right now to stave off our opponent from killing us, and hopefully he can't mill us in some other way this turn. That we don't kill his creatures, which means Ashmouth can't really block. So I think I'm just going to chump with this and take 2. It's another. Oh, it's another creature. Period. Okay. Hopefully he doesn't have another way to mill us. I would have just taken 5 if I knew that was going to happen. So that kind of sucks for us. I'm really glad I didn't just like block even stupider. Looks like we got this, unless he mills us 1 card right here. Oh, please don't do it. Don't mind twist us. Don't mind twist us, man. If he had that, we would have died anyway, so I think he would have already used it. Are there fog effects in this format? If there are, we're dead anyway, so we're going to go to 1 card, or 0 cards, actually. So we got to win right now. There's no reason not to attack with everything, so we will. If he has a fog effect, we're dead, so. Looks like we get to crack in for the win with 0 cards in our library. All right, we need to do some sideboarding because our opponent will mill us anyway, although maybe he sides out his mill. Although probably not. He almost got us with it there. We had a strangely aggressive hand for once. But yeah, like Armored Scob doesn't seem so great. Cards like Forbidden Alchemy and what else still seems pretty good because it can. Memory's Journey is actually not bad against this guy. But so I think we side out our Armored Scobs. They are creatures who can block, I guess. At least they do that. But I'd rather have the cards that put a card into my hand of my choice and then dump a bunch of stuff in my graveyard. Rolling Temblor seemed fine. If we'd had it early in that game, it would have been pretty good. Deranged Assistant, I think I leave in because it still ramps. And what do I put in, though? We side those out. I mean, we can go more aggressive, I guess. We could put a Curse in. We could put Reckless Waif in, but that's really not what our deck wants to do. Feral Ridgewolf's not that great either. I mean, One Memory's Journey doesn't seem super wrong. It can help us buy us 1 more turn and stuff like that against that. And I mean, what else though? I guess our 3 mana 2/3. Where is that guy? He's fine. He's better than a 3 mana 1/4. He can block almost as well, and we don't want to be self-milling ourselves as much in this matchup because our opponent will also be milling us. Let's have this cultist, but we're running even fewer creatures than we were, so I don't think that seems great. I really don't want to put a Feral Ridgewolf, but we may. Could also just put in Memory's Journey, but I think I'm just going to put the Ridgewolf in. Gives me another blocker. Creature with pseudo evasion, like who in the late game when I have a ton of mana can kill him. I don't like the card for the most part, but I like Armored Scob even less right now when our opponent can mill us. And, you know, between us milling us and our opponent milling us, we were at 0 cards by the end of that game. And that was when we had like our fastest possible hand. So we can't rely on that happening again. Yeah, milling is, you know, both a really good and a really bad matchup for us because it, you know, gave us some toolbox cards like it did in that game, but it also hastens our death even more. Okay, this is an interesting one. I think I have to mulligan. I have to draw red for it to work. And I can't guarantee that's going to happen. I guess, I mean, Shimmering Grotto will be too slow, I think. So I think, yeah, I mulligan. And this is even worse. So we're going to mulligan that. Ooh, even worse. Should have kept the first one. Yeah, we'll keep this. And we'll put that on top. It gives us a little card selection. Puts more cards in our library. You know. Have our turn 2 Deranged Assistant and already mill ourselves for like 5 cards. So, not amazing, but... Okay, Gustav Shepherd. Hey, Snapcaster Mage. Thanks for showing up. Maybe we hit something good with our Alchemy or our Deranged Assistant that can set us up some good Snapcaster Mage action. We are, you know, getting the cards that we want, at least. A second island would be nice, of course, but, you know, you can't have everything. We're going to take 2 here. I wonder if he transforms his guy here. No, he's playing something. That thing again. All right, so... I play a land, which is the second island I wanted, and I'm going to end my turn. I probably just take 4 here. Oh, that transforms. That's not something I should have thought about that. So we're going to take 5 here. And we'll Forbidden Alchemy at the end of his turn and hope that works out for us. Lumber not. That is a problem. 5 to our face. Since we have Snapcaster Mage in play, I think it's kind of best to mill ourselves as much as possible right now. Although hitting that hurts my soul a little bit. But hey, Forbidden Alchemy. And Harvest Pyre's there, which I like. Ashmath Hound is a pretty good blocker right now, so I am going to put him in my hand. I would put Harvest Pyre in my hand, although maybe Harvest Pyring twice is, in fact, worth it. But I kind of need a creature like now, so I'm going to put Ashmouth Hound in my hand. Put that in my graveyard, and that in my graveyard. Yeah, and that in my graveyard. We do need more mana to be able to do like both those things, but I think for now I just play the Ashmouth Hound and have a good blocker for his like Lumber Knot, and in my turn. And maybe I chump with my Deranged dude. But yeah, this mulliganing to 4 is never good, as I'm sure you know. It would be hard to come back even with some of the card advantage stuff we've ended up with. So I can trade here, which would get rid of his Millie guy. I think that's okay. It would pump him up to a 2/2, but, you know, whatever. Oh, it's whenever a creature dies. So it would pump him up to a 3/3, but, you know, like I said, whatever. We'll kill that thing, get milled a little bit, see what gets taken away. Something nice would be good for us to have any hope in this game. Visible Stalker, not exactly what we're looking for. All right, second Deranged. We will play it. And we have mana to Snapcaster Mage and Harvest Pie or something, so at least there is that. Unfortunately, Lumberknot cannot be hard. We did see 3 of those or whatever as the draft was going, and I was like, damn. Whoever gets that's going to be pretty happy. If he swings with this, I'm going to be pretty happy. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, swing with that. All right, so we're going to go Snapcaster Mage. So now we can triple block the Lumberknot. I mean, we're out of cards in our hands, so we can't be that happy. But taking down a Lumberknot is always a reason for celebration. We're going to target our Harvest Pyre. And we're going to block... Ooh, whoops, not there yet. And we're going to block like this. Go to 7. We can Harvest Pyre his other creature, but we can wait to Harvest Pyre till the end of his turn. And we might as well, so... Yeah, take that, Lumberknot. Showed you who's boss. You're not killing me. Some other card probably will, but not Lumberknot. Oh god, he's got 6 mana. I mean, we can kill almost anything that he plays. Curse of the Bloody Tome, great. Alright. So, we're going to go like this. And cast our Harvest Pyre. And target that. And exile Island. Riot Devils. And hit OK. Alright, we got control of this board now. And now, though. Maybe hit some good toolbox cards for us and we can come back despite mulliganing to 4. Hey, think twice. Alright, let's crack in there. Boom. Drop that opponent to 19. That's right. We have 20 cards left in our library too, so we're not in super danger of getting milled yet. So we can think twice this turn, which is probably what we'll do, and might actually get us back on top of things in this game, believe it or not. Our opponent's Lumberknot falling may have saved us. So we're going to think twice. Hopefully draw into some more action. That is not action. Hopefully draw into some more action, as I said. Oh, Frightful Delusion. Man, that's mean. And we discard the card we drew. Oh, man. Well, at least it was a mountain. Our opponent's hand. And we do have control of this board right now. Look at that mountain. So good. Feels so good to draw a mountain right now. All right, crack in for another 1. Hold on to this mountain. Make our opponent think about it. Doesn't hurt. That second think twice had resolved. 2-4 right now is just like insurmountable. Sadly. Ooh, well, now it's suddenly surmountable. So Claustrophobia. This is silly. Before we kill our opponent, unless we draw one of our win conditions quickly, and he just hit a Lantern Spirit, so it's not great for us. We have 13 cards left in our library. Scob Goliath's still floating around in this deck somewhere. Ooh, Stitcher's Apprentice is not good news. Ugh. Why? Why does this happen? Why is this happening to us? All right. That's fine, you know, hit our Sturmgeist that time. This time he's hitting everything he wants to. Probably going to Desperate Ravings. Probably shouldn't have played that land if I'm going to do that, but I'm still going to do it. So we're going to Desperate Ravings, which does get us closer to milling ourselves to death, admittedly. But, oh, man. We drew another land and then discarded it. Okay, Claustrophobia. Yeah, well, Claustrophobia there. we're drawing all our removal. We're down to 5 cards. We're not winning this game, barring a miracle. I think it may actually be worth it to put in Memory's Journey, because our opponent is actually going to mill us before he kills us with anything else. We'll take it. What the hell? Scob Goliath still in here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Rolling Tembler. That's kind of funny. You know, it's kind of... What else do I got going for me here? Nothing, really. I kind of feel like just blowing up the board because I can, you know? I guess I can hold off on it for a turn. Not drawing our other win conditions is being pretty mean right now. Actually, I can't hold off on it for a turn. We have 2 cards left in the library, so... We lose to Mill. Okay, on to game 3. This is a fun format, though, for sure. I'm glad they did it as a flashback. Do we want to take out even more self-milling? I don't think so. I think the Scob Goliaths was enough. And we did side in 2 creatures, so I mean, we had other creatures to draw. We just couldn't draw them. Like, if Scob Goliath had shown up at any point there, we would have been pretty happy and might have even won the game. Do I want Memory's Journey? No, I don't think so. Still, our opponent, we have to remember, does have that card that makes counters a spell unless we pay 1 and then makes us discard a card, which against, like, when you want to double think twice is really good. So it's worth remembering that. So yeah, on to the next game. Game 3, I believe. The one that determines everything. We would like to play first. Ooh, interesting. I think keep it. It's not amazing, but I like it. We have good removal. We have a couple early creatures, although early creature, but we can pretend. I mean, in that last game, his biggest contribution was taking down a Lumberknot, so if we can just do a little more of that. Ooh, think twice. I will, thank you. Pretty good draw, right? See if he plays a dude. Yes, he does. Freaking Stitcher's Apprentice. All right, so we're going to think twice. Harvest Pyre. Pretty happy with that. Play land. Where was this thing last game? Oh, just a freaking Moon Heron during that span where I somehow managed to get the board to parity despite mulliganing to 4. Would have been pretty sweet. It would have just dominated. It's cracking in for 1. I think we're okay with that. I think we cast Think Twice from our graveyard at the end of his turn. See what he does. Why don't you mill us some so our Harvest Pyre is a little better? There we go. Thank you for doing as I asked. We're going to Think Twice from our graveyard. Then we're going to actually drop our threat, our Moon Heron. We drew another threat too. Now he's going to mill a couple things. See what he hits. Shimmering Grotto and Claustrophobia. Both cards I would have kind of liked to draw, but, you know, I'll live. We're going to play out our Moon Heron. Got Rolling Tembler too, ready to roll, which is good. We have a Harvest Pyre as well, which will continue to get more powerful because our opponent's milling us. And we'll get more options, toolbox options, because of Snapcaster Mage. Ooh, double that, huh? Double that. All right, well, that does suck. What do I want to do here? I think nothing. Get milled 4 here. We need to get more damage out there, though, if we want to have any hope of eventually winning the race here. Visible Stalker. Forbidden Alchemy. Hey, a creature. That's kind of what I was asking for just now in my discussion about damage. We'll swing in the air for 3. We need to kill our opponent quickly as possible here. So land. I think we play Riot. And be prepared to fire off Harvest Pyre at the end of his turn. Swing for 5. I mean, if I'll Harvest Pyre the Stitcher's Apprentice if he doesn't play anything else. And I may do it in response to him playing something else, although our Temblor can deal with any problems he presents to us. But yeah, we're going to be getting milled 5 cards a turn, so we basically have 4. We're on a 4-turn clock, basically. So now we're going to Harvest Pyre that. Getting our Snapcaster Mage out there for the damage is totally relevant right now, is what's funny. But we're going to Harvest Pyre for 3. Get rid of Island, Invisible Stalker. Should not have done that, actually, because of, like, Stitch Drake, but I'm in a hurry here. So, 3 to that. We can Rolling Temblor just to kill the Stitcher's Apprentice and crack in for 5. If we draw land, which we did, he hit Desperate Ravings. He can go Rolling Temblor, kill his Apprentice, swing, and then play our Ridge Wolf. 15 cards. Our opponent's down to 12 life. So we're winning the race now, and we'll play our Ridge Wolf as we try to get ahead here. And I have Into the Maw of Hell as removal. And I have Snapcaster Maging Harvest Pyre as removal. So I hope we can win this race. If he puts a big roadblock in front of us, such as removing our creatures, we might be in a little bit more trouble. See what he's got here. Grave Bramble, what do you do? Okay, we can kill that. Not overly concerned. We lose 4 more cards, 5 more cards because we draw 1. So we're going to Into the Maw of Hell him. Maybe we actually want to Snapcaster Mage him. Let's just get in for slightly more damage. Yeah, let's do that, hopefully. So we're going to go Snapcaster Mage. Then we can just use Harvest Pyre and swing for a little bit more. Definitely want Harvest Pyre here. So Harvest Pyre is the target. So, and then we're going to go Harvest Pyre, exile, 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 and hell, I'm going to exile a couple more things just in case he has a trick or something. So we're going to do 6 to that thing. Okay. And we're going to attack and do 1 additional damage thanks to what we just did. Oh, 2 additional damage. I thought it was only 1 pump. So 3, 6, 8. So our opponent's dead next turn, and we are not dead. So it was super relevant there. And Into the Maw of Hell can remove any threat that he plays. Yeah, we got it. All right, well, this was a really fun deck. We managed to 2-1 with it. Probably some of the most fun I've ever had in a draft. Our deck just really came together. I mean, getting Snapcaster Mage, it's hard not to have a good game, right? So 2-1'd it. Pretty fun that they brought this draft back for Halloween.